Hello guys, and welcome to Dark Souls. I'm going to start a new game here, and I'm going to struggle my way through the game with your help. We'll call it easy, because the game is easy. Not. We're gonna go... I've kind of been weighing this up for a while now as to who I think... I might go for the tribe. He's just so well-rounded for low level. Actually, no. We're going to go for the knight. We're going to go for the knight. We're going to go for the gift. Most of these gifts are useless. The black firebomb, I will explain why this is a good pick soon. It's for getting a very specific item. Other than that, it's pretty useless. Most of these are pretty useless. The only one I would strongly recommend would be the master key. Tiny Bing's ring's pretty... it can be useful in the early game, but you're quickly going to outuse it. The Old Witch's Ring, I can't remember what that does. I think it's for some dialogue. Most of the other stuff, pretty useless. You can get a lot of those items in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Master Key. I just quickly will point out that if you pick the Thief, he starts off with the Master Key, kind of giving you a bit more freedom to choose something else there. I'm actually not going to play the Thief. I'm terrible with the dagger, so not even going to bother. I'm going to go for a large upper body because I am going to be a bit of a brawler. I'm just going to stick with commoner. I don't want to spend too much time kind of working on the character customization. Just kind of keep it standard. And let's begin this journal. Now I am going to skip this first cutscene. It is rather lengthy. It does explain a wee bit of the background of kind of the game where it come from, but yeah, I don't feel it's necessary to watch that. This one here is probably more important. This one kind of gives you a background as to who you are and the curse that afflicts you.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
So this is you in your lonely cell awaiting the end of the world.
Is your fate.
This undead affliction is also known as being a hollow or hollowing. And they kind of delved a lot more into that into the second Dark Souls, which is actually something, hopefully, if we ever make it that far, will be something we can discuss in the future. But for now, we're going to discuss this little character here, which is kind of why I wanted to show you this cutscene. He helps you out of prison. Which, you know, and he did originally have a lot bigger story to play. Or at least was, I can't remember whether it was coded into the game or the concept was there where he would actually kind of follow you through the storyline. But for whatever reason they cut that short, and yeah, he basically plays a pretty small role. Now you can hear some big booming footsteps just to your right here. He is very similar to the boss that we are going to fight at the end of the tutorial, but a lot stronger. And we won't actually fight him until we return to the Undead Asylum. And these people here, I wouldn't bother killing them. Like, you do like no damage, and there's only 20 souls. So we're just going to skip a few of these pointless mobs. But they are here, well, I say pointless, but they're not. They're here for giving you a tutorial. And I pretty much never read the tutorial the first time, so I didn't know you could lock on to enemies probably until my second or third playthrough. My first character, my friend was like, why don't you just aim at him? And I'm like, what? So yeah, so you know, if it's your first time through and there's something you want to do, you can read them. I just you know, I like to learn as I go, and it does backfire. Alright, here we go. This is the first boss. But you're like, wait, we shouldn't be fighting the first boss yet. We have this tiny little sword hilt. And you're right, we are not actually going to fight him now. It's just kind of introducing us to him. That is him up there. And you can hear the one underneath us still. That was the one we viewed before. You can hear him booming around under there. You can actually kill this guy now. I wouldn't recommend it with the sword hilt. This is where the black firebombs actually come in handy. Because you can kill him, and he will drop that hammer he's carrying called the Demon's Great Hammer. And I'm not going to, because you need some pretty heavy stats to wield it. And you're not going to be able to use it till later, and you can obtain it one other way, which I will show you shortly. Alright, let's run towards this guy. You should back off. Yep. And we pick up our sword. I don't have any items there, so he's freaking out a wee bit. Change equipment, we'll put the sword on. We're not going to equip the shield, I don't really need it. Like I said, I want to play a bit more of a brawler. I want to use those two hands and just mow the enemies down. And yeah. So I will be taking a fair amount of damage, though. That is the downside to this build. But it's also why I enjoy it, is because you do take a lot of damage, but you deal a lot of damage. There is an item there. We cannot get that until we return to this place. And there is also a door down there that leads to that bonfire there, which I'm not going to open. And because I wasn't paying attention, I was hit by the boulder. There is a lot of booby traps in this game. And yeah, they do hurt.
Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid.
So this was the guy that actually let us out of our cell, and he appears to be injured and falling down.
You and I were both undead. Regrettably, I have failed in.
We're going to hear him out because he did save us.
You can keep the torch lit.
Oh look, he's a knight too.
In my family, thou who art undead art, in thine exodus from the Undead Asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate. Well, now you know. Oh, and Estus.
So he's passed his quest on to us and given us some Estus and a key as well. He's obviously turning hollow. He does not want to hurt us, so he's telling us to go. But you can skip his whole speech and still get the items simply by killing him. But I would actually probably recommend this because he does drop 100 souls, and if, you know, if you're playing this a couple of times, it is a bit of a tedious response. Wow, this is not a clean run. I am clearly very rusty, taking lots of damage, and we haven't even started. But yeah, he's the character that I said would have a much bigger role, but didn't end up making it into the game. You know, clearly he had like 2 lines. Not actually dealing as much damage as I'd like to here, which is annoying. I probably should have gone for the warrior. I think he had higher strength. And that's a backstab, and it will one-hit him, give us 80 souls, and he dropped something. Wow, that was, considering how early it is in the game, getting a drop right there is pretty cool. Alright, now there is some bloodstains here. That's because behind this fog gate, which is a good indicator that you're either fighting a boss or progressing the story, there is the boss with the Demon Great Hammer. Yeah, let's just go straight into it. I'm probably going to do horrible. It's been a long time since I played this game. So we're going to drop down and we're going to use a light attack. You used to be able to double light attack him. I think they fixed that because I just tried it. We are just going to, every attack, we're just going to give him a little bit of damage. Because you can't actually roll with his hammer in that one. You can avoid a lot of attacks by simply rolling into them, which I shouldn't have done because I actually ran out of stamina there. But, you know, all in the name of science. Now, I'm going to run back in here because I have taken a bit more damage than I would have liked to. just in the nick of time. And... wow. If I die to this boss, this is going to be one hell of a series. Now I'm going to heal again, because I am doing absolutely horrible here. I think my armor is slowing me down a lot, actually. Stopping my rolls. Wrecking my stamina build-up. So I am actually going to try cheesing here. And stamina management is a big part of this game. So what I would recommend if you are doing a heavier class is to take off your head and your gloves. There we go. And we're getting a bit more speed. I should have really done this straight away, but like I said, it has been a long time since I've played this game, and just trying to get used to it. So he basically allowed us to continue through here. Now there is 2 items here, and I always look around. I can never find them when I want to. Is it 2 or is it 1? Let's find out. There is 1 item down here. Maybe it's just the 1. Can't seem to find a second one. So this is actually the other way of getting the Demon Grey Hammer. I think you drop an old sack and you give it to these crows. They're actually a trading kind of mechanic in the game. So you can still get the Grey Hammer another way. Okay, there is only 1 item. And this here pretty much marks the end of the tutorial.
In the ancient
We are now
it is stated,
following that guy's quest. He told us that we had to return to the land of the ancient lords, and we had to ring the bell of awakening. So I'm going to stop here, guys.
the Undead Asylum.
Basically, we're going to
in
get taken to Filing
pilgrimage
Shrine, and that's where I'm going to end this first episode.
to the land of the ancient
Not too much information going on in this one. Quite a short episode, just going through the tutorial.
Lordran.
We will do an episode with a bit of a loot run, and then possibly the first couple of bosses. We don't know. Maybe we'll go 1 boss at a time. Let's go 1 boss and we'll stop it there. Alright, so we are flying into Filing Shrine, and that is the end of the tutorial, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I will catch you next time.